Hello everybody, it's been a long time since I've shot a video, way too long. I've been out making my dreams come true and I wanted to shoot a video on how you can manifest the life of your dreams as well. Everything that we do in life is about trying to succeed and trying to create our visions for ourselves. So I thought, well, let's make a video on how to do that more successfully so we can have less frustration and more wins. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. A few years ago, I was living in half of a cottage, if you can imagine that. I had my sleeping pad underneath my adjustment table, and at night I would unfold that and I'd sleep with my legs under my table. My image of myself was so small, and I thought, this sucks. I want so much more for myself. And so I started working on changing my own image and my own vision for myself and doing the things that would get me different results. But before I go into my techniques for achieving any goal, I want to just go over a little philosophy with you. Because people make the mistake of believing that when they achieve their goal, they're going to find happiness. But happiness and achieving goals are completely unrelated. Joy is an internal state. So what you want to do first is cultivate a state of gratitude, a state of joy inside. And from that place of happiness and contentment, you go after your goals. It's kind of like play. It's like children when they play. They're just having fun in the process. Whether they win or they lose, they've had fun in the process. So if you go at your goals with that type of energy or that type of excitement and joy, but detachment, you'll be a lot happier and a lot more successful. So the first question is, what do you really want? We have this powerful tool in our head, our brain, and the purpose of the brain is to help us solve problems. So if you're hungry, your brain helps you figure out where you can get food and the kind of food that you want. So there's a lot of people that are unhappy in their lives and they say, I just wish my life was better. I want to be happy and successful. Well, that's not a specific goal that your brain can help you achieve. It's very unspecific. So the first thing in achieving a goal is to know what it is that you really want, something that's tangible and measurable and time-oriented. So if you say, I want $5 million, and you go on about your life, and a year later you're like, well, where's my 5 mil? Well, you didn't say by when. Your brain might think by the time you die. So the first step is knowing what you want and when you want it by. Now, once you know what you really want and you've written it down, I recommend working on it both internally and externally. You may want something, but unless you take some action steps, you're just living in dreamland, which takes me to another key point. The universe doesn't really care about what you want, but it does pay attention to what you're committed to, especially when you take action on those commitments. So when I say work on your goals, both internally and externally, what does that mean? The external part is simple. Each day ask yourself, what can I do today that will take me one step closer to my goal? So I'd written a song a few months ago and I said, gosh, it's been 25 years I've been writing music. I want to get this song produced professionally within 2 months. So I thought, what can I do today to get me there? I'd never done this. So I thought, well, my guitar needs new strings. So I put new strings on. And I hadn't practiced in a while, so I practiced. Then I have a friend who locally, he produced a great album. And so I called him up and asked him who produced his music. And he told me. And I called him and I set an appointment, and step by step, pretty soon I had a sound engineer and a pianist and a drummer, and within about 5 weeks I had a professionally produced song. So that's the external action steps. What can I do today that will take me closer to my goal? So each night you can plan out what you're going to do the next day that will get you 1 step closer or 2 steps. And pretty soon you'll be there. So the next thing we have to do is work on our goals internally. Now this is very interesting. What we're going to do is actually rewrite your past, because a lot of the traumatic events of the past limit our beliefs about what we can achieve in our lives. So what we're going to do is take the worst events in your own memory, events where you lost jobs or lost relationships or somebody died. We're going to rewrite those, because these events don't actually exist anymore except in your memory. They're no different from imagination. So what we're going to do is write out what happened, and then we're going to rewrite it as if it had happened perfectly. So we're going to write those events the way we wish they had happened. And that's going to change your relationship to those events so that those things aren't limiting you as you move forward towards your goal. The second technique I want to share with you is art therapy. As you'll be able to see from this picture, I'm a great artist. But you can see here I wanted a nice house, I wanted a child, I wanted a relationship, I wanted something to do with music. These are all the things that I wanted about 10 years ago. So with art therapy, what you do is you draw a picture that represents all the things that you want in your life. You can use colored pencils, you can do the paper this way or that way, and you want to draw everything that you can think of that you want in your life that represents success. And what you do is you leave it by your bed and you look at it at night, because while you're dreaming, while you're sleeping, your subconscious mind can work on helping you to manifest these things. And when you wake up in the morning, look at the picture and look and see if there's anything else that you want to add. So you want to do that for a month or two. Every night you look at the picture, every morning you look at it again and you add things. These are symbols. You can put words, you can put symbols, pictures. But that's a great way to reprogram your subconscious mind so that you're not blocked from manifesting the life that you want. The last technique I want to share with you today is called affirmations. It's not affirmations, which are making a statement of the things that you want as if they already exist. So a lot of times people will say, I'm so wealthy, or school comes so easily to me. So these are statements, but the problem with making a statement is that your mind resists it. If you look in the mirror and say, I'm skinny, but you're actually 50 pounds overweight, your brain just goes, no, you're not. And it just creates this internal battle between what you're trying to tell yourself and what your subconscious mind believes already. So affirmations, you're forming a question. See, questions create a more creative response. So if you ask the universe, or if you pose the question, why is it so easy for me to be healthy and successful? Why is it so easy for me to make $1,000 a day? How is it so easy for me to find great love in my life when other people struggle, yet it's so easy for me? So when you ask a question like that, the universe actually accepts that it's true. It gets around that part of your mind that blocks it. So when you ask a question, there's an implied truth to it. So it's a much more powerful way to do affirmations. You're forming a question. Either form a question or make a gratitude statement. Thank you, God, for giving me such great health. Thank you, God, for this great place that I live in. Thank you, God, for this wonderful relationship that I have. Thank you, God, for enabling me to make $1 million a year. So you can make all these gratitude statements about things that you already have, and then throw in there the one thing that you don't have. And the universe, it's kind of like a shell game. It doesn't know which is which. It assumes that they're all true. And so that's a way for these things to become real for you. So when I'm really focused on trying to manifest something, I'll make these gratitude statements or these question-based affirmations every morning and every night. I'll run through them like that. Why is it so easy for me to blank? And I'll come up with a list of maybe 8 or 10 of those, and I'll rattle them off every morning when I wake up and at night when I go to bed. And then in the middle of the day, the one that I'm really working on, I'll write it out 10 times. So when you're sending out these messages to the universe 3 times a day, it's a really powerful force. So the universe doesn't check your notebook. It doesn't look on your vision board. It responds to the thoughts that you're putting out. So if you can do this 3 times a day, the universe has no choice but to manifest what it is that you're so focused on. So these are the things that I've used to manifest the life of my dreams. If you have other tips that you'd like to share, please leave a comment. We'd love to hear the results that you have using these techniques. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.